I've said this before, but I say it again. I'm convinced we will get to a low-carbon, no-carbon economy. We're going to get there because we have to. I am not convinced we're going to get there in time to do what the scientists said, which is avoid the worst consequences of the crisis. And those worst consequences are going to affect millions of people all around the world.
All right, let's discuss this now with Cassie Flynn, who joins us now from Davos in Switzerland. She's the strategic advisor on climate change to the UNDP's administrator and is also the head of the Climate Promise in 120 countries. Cassie, good to have you on the show. You just heard John Kerry's soundbite there. He didn't sound very optimistic in terms of achieving climate change on time. What do you make of his statement?
Well, it's clear from the conversation here at Davos that multiple crises are happening at the same time. And as Secretary Kerry said, Special Envoy Kerry said, that we need massive investments to help move the needle, that we're seeing strong signals, we're seeing companies and countries start to move in the right direction. But the key challenge is time. Whether or not these investments can shift, whether they can start co-investing in things like renewable energy or increased resilience to the climate impacts, really remains to be seen.
Casey, yes, time is of the essence, I agree, but it's also, I think, a matter of countries really standing behind their financial commitments. I'm wondering, we're all seeing this general trend in where government officials and companies, they're addressing climate change goals, and this has become a very popular thing to do lately. I'm wondering if you're happy, pleasant with the agenda in terms of climate change when it comes to what's happening at the World Economic Forum.
Well, climate change certainly has become a major topic here at Davos. And this is largely because this is bringing together all of these key players from the public and private sectors. And one theme that has been very, very clear is that if any country or company wants to succeed in the 21st century, you have to be tackling climate change. And how this happens, the time frame in which this happens is under disagreement. But this is why I think these conversations at Davos are so important, because when you start bringing together these players that can actually move the needle, by just changing the types of investments that they're making, we might be able to get even closer to that goal that John Kerry was talking about.
Casey, over the summer, a lot of news outlets were talking about the devastation in Pakistan, that a third of the country was underwater, and this is the direct result of climate change. One of the reasons why Pakistan got so much headlines was it's a large country. You have smaller countries like the Maldives, the Fiji, which you actually have worked very closely with, who unfortunately are not only smaller but are less talked about. Talk to us about some of the immediate threats when it comes to these and what they can do.
Well, certainly in small island states and many vulnerable countries around the world, including Pakistan, climate impacts are life and death. I mean, we saw just in the course of a few months, Pakistan lost hundreds of lives and billions of dollars. And certainly when you look at this in a small island state, a single Category 5 storm can change the course of that country's history. And so how the world can come together on things like losses and damages because of the climate crisis is something that is going to be a key issue moving forward. We've seen that in the climate negotiations. We're certainly seeing that here in Davos, that as these impacts become more widespread, as they become more intense, what does the world do about this? How do we start to grapple with Pakistan when the devastation in Pakistan is going to start happening more and more to more countries every year? And we have to figure out how we're going to tackle this.
Okay, Cassie Flynn joining us from Davos in Switzerland. Thank you very much. Enjoyed listening to your analysis.